bet your little ass won't rap no more. I bet that. Say it again. You GD what? GD what? Coming up next, I'm giving y'all a story about an up-and-coming rapper named Little Tech Osama who learns a very important message. It's not cool to put gangs in your rhymes that you really don't have any business talking about. Stay tuned, y'all. We're going to get into it. Coming up next on the Prison Talk Show. What up, what up, what up? We are back. Who am I? Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show, people. Let's get into it. Now, today, like I said, this is about an up-and-coming rapper named Little Tech Osama. And dude had a little flow with him. He was kind of nice. And, you know, he probably would have ended up being a dope rapper. But, you know, careers like that come a dime a dozen, especially coming from the penitentiary. You got to survive the penitentiary before you can get out there and be the big rapper, right? So, Osama, that's what we call him for short, he wrote this rhyme one day in the pod. Now, he would regularly, you know, beatbox on the table in the mess hall, you know, doing his own beats or whatever and rhyming to his own beats. He had a dope flow with him. Now, he spit this rap. I'm going to give y'all a couple of bars of it, what I can remember, because it's been a long time. But it went a little something like this. I'm smoking on they dead, stomping boots all in they heads. I'm pissing all in they grave. I'm smacking all of they mamas. Y'all gang more famous when I put your name in commas. GDK, GDK, I'm Lil Tech Osama. Let me share something with y'all that a lot of y'all probably have no idea would be a problem. But in prison, being a rapper or a singer, well, unless you really like that and you got clout in the prison and you a big dog, you might want to keep that to yourself because you become instant entertainment. What do you mean by that, Corner? I mean, you got Bloods, Crips, GDs, Kings, everybody bored as hell up in there. When they hear somebody could rap, what you think you turn into? An instant radio. They gonna make you spit the same 5 or 10 songs that you know in your head over and over and over. That's why you think when rappers come home from prison, if they make it home, a lot of times they come out with hits because they done rehearsed and practiced that same song thousands of times because they was forced to. Yeah, y'all, you will get bullied into rapping in prison if you ain't got the balls to say, hey, listen, man, I'm not with it right now. I'm not doing no shows right now. Y'all gonna have to chill. But if not, if you can't do that, you gonna rap or you gonna hit that gate. You ain't gonna tell us no. Yeah, y'all, it get gangster like that. Now, in prison, if you are a rapper, you have to be very, very mindful of your bars, what you say, and what you put out there. Because just like the Dante Network, once you put it out there for the people to hear it, they gonna hear it, they gonna see it, and they gonna judge. And once they start judging people, that's something you can't take back. You cannot turn back the hands of time, people. Now, Lil Tech Osama, he's spitting all these bars about GDK, GDK. Mind you, words are only words until they're not no more. Lil Tech Osama, he ain't got no affiliations with any gang. He's a straight up neutron. As a matter of fact, he ain't never even met a real GD or a real Crip. So right away we can assess that half of the things that he's rhyming about, the jewelry, the cars, the money, all of that stuff is all fake. You fronting for clout, homie. Now, if you had came in there and you was a Crip and you was talking all that GDK stuff, maybe it wouldn't have been cool, but it would have been justified and you would have been protected. But now, instead of that, Instead of just keeping your bars lightweight, now you're going to have two organizations coming at you from two different angles. The GDs are looking at you like you crazy. You crazy. You up in here spitting some GDK. Even the Crips up in here don't go around spitting GDK because there'd be a straight out war. You got something on your mind talking about smoking the dead, smacking people's mamas. Oh, nah, we got to talk to you, homeboy. And now the Crips is looking at you like, yo, you trying to start a war? And on our behalf, we don't know you. You ain't one of us. You ain't down with us. How dare you speak that? So now, Lil Tech has no idea of the danger he's in. Lil Tech might just have to hit that gate if he want to survive. So he would turn into somewhat of a prison celebrity. When you can rhyme and you actually nice with it, everywhere you go, even if you're out in the big yard, people from the other yard gonna press you, even though it's 2 gates away. Yo, let me hear what you said, yo. Let me hear that bar you spit. Let me hear that GDK shit. And now you out there in the yard yelling it across the gates. GDK, GDK. And you think nothing of it. You just think you getting clout in the prison. You getting your status up. You getting your name up. Now, what you getting right now, you getting ready for prison justice. That's just what they call it, y'all. When somebody gets handled for doing something out of pocket, it's called prison justice, y'all. Now, Lil Tech had been lucky. He hadn't bumped into any real gang members yet. But that was all about the change. So, they went back inside. Rec was over. Now, they in the day room, y'all. And the day room is huge. Now, if it wasn't an important football or basketball game on the TV or something, or, we wasn't watching music videos or something like that with girls in it or whatever, if it was nothing going on in the pod in the day room and it wasn't going to interrupt nobody, Lil Tech would just start busting out the raps. He'd just start spitting all of them, y'all. He had about at least 10 of them. He working on an album for when he get out. Now, everybody be amped up, and as he gets through the songs, the crowd get bigger and bigger. Now, he saved the best song for last. And by the time he gets to that best song, he got so many dudes in front of him. He hasn't even been there long enough to identify what guys are in what gangs. So not only is there GD members in front of him listening, but there's Crips listening and Bloods and various other people. Now, you got all the people listening. And as he comes up to those bars, excuse me, y'all, and he start talking that GDK shit, everybody get quiet. Everybody in the whole day room get quiet because they already know, y'all. They already know a lot of people in this room just heard you disrespecting their dad, disrespecting their mamas, disrespecting their gang. And you did it in front of all of these people. So now, y'all, everybody has very hard choices to make. But it wouldn't go down as quick as you think. Excuse me. Wow. They'll let Lil Tech finish his rhymes, and that'll be the end of that session. And they'll let him go on about his business. Now, everybody left the day room except one Crip leader and one GD leader. They stayed behind and they sat on opposite sides of the day room. And they had their conversation from afar. It didn't need to look too friendly. It just needed to be informative. And the GD would start off, "Hey, bro, is that one of your bros? Are y'all backing him?" And Crip dude would be like, "Nah, we don't even know him. We just met him. He not with us. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what he talking about." And GD like, did anybody check him yet? Check his charges. Check, see if he really like that. If he something on the streets. Now, the GD is asking because by law, all of the stuff that he just said gives him the excuse me, gives him the green light to ride on old boy. Lil Tech Osama about to get rolled on by the GDs. He just need clarification that he's not starting a war. He like, listen, if that's your people, put them on a leash because they about to start something. Know what I mean? Word is word, so they not. We ain't appreciate all of that disrespect. And Crip like, whoa, chill. Nah, wait, we don't want no smoke. We try and do our bids, keep things peaceful like it's been. So I tell you what, we're gonna do some investigating. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna approach him and we're gonna give him an ultimatum. Either you get down with us for real and you go through initiation, or we're gonna have to throw you to the wolves and let them GDs do what they want to do with you, which is pretty much unalive you for the disrespect. So GD said, all right, bet. And they spin off their separate ways. No pounds, no handshakes, none of that, because they not on friendly terms as far as that goes. But men respect each other in the prison. That's one thing you got to understand. Your word is your bond. If you don't got no word in prison, oh, you just fresh meat for the block. So Crips run down, find little Osama, get him in the corner, and then listen. You could rap. Your bars is fire. But you got to understand, you can't go around claiming our set and you're not really in. So you got two choices to make. Actually, three. Either you're going to get down with us, go through the real initiation, learn when to open your mouth and not to open your mouth, or we're going to throw you out there to the wolves. Because I don't know if you understand that you just disrespected all the GDs with your lyrics. And they're not too happy with what you said, homeboy. So what's it going to be? Because the third option is we beat you down and put you on the gate right now and don't even give you a chance to join us. So Lil Tech Osama, wannabe rapper. He looked at all of them and he said, all right, man, what I gotta do? What I gotta do to get in? And they said, it's simple. First, we gotta see how you can scrap. We gotta see you scrap. So we're gonna line these fades up. Yeah, we're gonna line these fades up. You gotta do 6 fades. Then we're gonna see how you are with that blade. If you're willing to put that work in. And you gotta go hit up an op. We don't care what op it is, what gang it is, but you gotta hit up one of our ops. And when I say hit up, it's only one way in, homie. They can't come back. And you're like, damn. And you're like, how much time you got, man? How much time you got? Lil Tech Osama only had a 4 flat. Now, people, if you don't understand what that means, a 4 flat means 4 flat years. There's no stip, no mandatory number. That means that his minimum eligibility date would be about 9 to 12 months after starting that bid, y'all, with good time and not acting up. And then he could do the rest of the time on parole on the streets. Now, if you act up, you could pull the dust off of that number. You could do the whole 4 years. You do have 4 years. You could do the whole 4 years. But how you do it is the difference. So they all like, yeah, well, we all in here for the long run, homie. Like, I got 15. You know what I mean? Big homie over here, he got 10. He got 12. You know what I mean? He got 18 years. If you gonna be gang, you gotta be gang. You gotta be all in and willing to die for this shit. So Osama is like, I want to be a rapper. I want to be a rapper. And they like, well, you might have to rap from in here for a little while. And he only 19 years old. 19 years old, y'all. And they want him to do the unthinkable to somebody. And you know what's going to happen to him if he gets caught doing the unthinkable. Yeah, y'all. Well, Lil Osama thought about his choices. And after what he said about those GDs, there was no chance in hell he was going back out there without some kind of protection. So he decided initiation it is. They lined up the fades. Then, after that, y'all, he went on out there and attempted to unalive somebody. He went after a blood, y'all, that owed somebody some money that was connected to the Crips. He caught dude unassumingly because dude just knew him as the rapper. He didn't know nothing about no affiliation or nothing like that, no beef. So when dude crept up behind him real quick by the microwave, he thought he was just using the microwave. Nah, he slid that big old blade out and put it right in his neck. Dow, dow, dow. Tagged them all up. The day room is on camera, y'all. There is no hiding in the day room. If you commit an act so heinous in the day room, you are getting caught. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Immediately, they saw that as soon as it happened. Lockdown came on in there with the Turtle Squad. Start spraying mace everywhere. Lockdown. They took Tech Osama out of there. Chained him up. Shackles. Ankles to feet. Walked him on back to ASSEG, administrative segregation, where he would be spending the next year of his life. To wrap things up, people, it seems like Little Tech won't be coming out as a rapper anytime soon. Little Tech got found guilty of street charges of attempted M because old boy didn't unalive, he made it, but he was seriously damaged. And well, y'all, that charge got Little Tech an extra 10 years in the penitentiary. He turned that 4-year bid into 14 real quick. And all he had to show for it, well, now he was an official Crip. He made it, y'all. All his rhymes can be true now. You can scream out all you want to now. You could do the disrespectful crap because now you a real Crip. Crip. Alright, listen, y'all. That's going to be it for this one. Let that be a message to some of y'all going out there in the prison systems very shortly. Don't go in there rapping and singing. You don't want to end up like R. Kelly. You don't want to get punked into rapping or singing every day of life till you get out. It's your boy JS Corner. This is the Prison Talk Show. And with that, I'm out.